We are chatting with the great Keller Cox. How are you, buddy?
Good to see you, Shane.
Great
Thanks
to
for
see
having
you,
me, man.
Welcome to LJT.
Yeah, first time, dude.
You got to be just giddy and nervous and excited and confused
all of it,
and full of wonderment.
Yeah, barely could find the stage on the
Right.
way. Like, dead serious.
It's
We like
a
made
big
the
piece
wrong
of property,
Yeah, dude,
isn't
made
it?
a wrong turn, but we're here now. So
Well, welcome from the sidelines at College Station to the big stage in Stephenville, Texas.
right, dude. There you go.
So you've had such a storied career, and you have released a new song today.
Yeah,
Tell us about it.
dude. Yeah, so I got the chance to meet Josh Abbott. We were opening up for Josh at Kane's Ballroom.
Mm-hmm.
And anyways, we're sitting there on the bus hanging out. I knew his fiddle player. My older brother and him were roommates in college, the fiddle player,
cool.
Adam Hill. And anyways, we're sitting there talking, and 2 weeks later, I get a text from my manager saying, "Hey, Josh Abbott wants to write with you." And I didn't believe it. I was like, "Wait, what in the world?" And anyways, we went in the room, and I took in this idea about this all-American girl. I'd seen this gal. My wife and I were eating breakfast at a hotel, and
Mm-hmm.
2 tables over, this girl was sitting all by herself, and I just was so confused why someone like her was all alone. And anyways, I just was very inspired and wrote this song about an all-American girl. It turned into this ballad, and Josh and I wrote it together. And anyways, I wasn't going to record it, actually, and Josh later on, he was like, "Hey, you have a year to record this. If you don't record it, I'm going to record it."
He's going to take it?
Yeah, and so he kind of forced my hand, and anyways, took it into the studio with a guy named Dwight Baker in Austin, and it turned into what it is today, dude. I'm pumped about it.
Don't you wish someday that you'd run into that girl again?
Dude, yeah, I would
be like,
love.
"Hey, by the way."
I mean, it was so unique. She had one of the most intricate tattoo sleeves. I feel like if I saw her again, I would recognize her. She
Right.
had turquoise rings on, and probably was like late 30s and like gray hair. And I just was like, "Who is this gal?" or whatever. And I'm sure if I saw her, I'd recognize her.
Do you do that often? You see somebody and you create a story in your
No,
head?
this was like the first one, and it changed the way I look
Really?
at songs.
Really?
Because I mean, my muse is my wife. I write
Right.
about her, and I
Yeah.
write about my life, and
Mhm.
this kind of set off a whole chain reaction of events of where I started looking. I started to write more, and so I started to see songs wherever I went, and I think that's why I was writing more and more. And so it was like, man, if I'm going to write more, I need to be inspired. And so I started to look at all the details around me. And I have an EP that's coming out that's all of those kind of moments for me, whether it was with my story or someone else's story.
You seem very excited about this EP.
Yeah, dude, I'm pumped.
Like,
it's
you
my
can
best
see it
stuff.
in your
yeah,
face,
it's my,
like-
my best stuff yet. And
That's incredible. So, some reason, seeing one random stranger completely changed your outlook on songwriting.
absolutely. Yeah.
wild of
Well,
a
I think it was
story
just too of just when you start to write more, you realize that, well, I've already written that song and I've already written that song. So what do I write about? So it changes the way you see the world. I always explain it like songwriting is like when you buy a new car or a car and you start to see that car. You're at a stoplight and you're like, dude, I've never seen this car around town. I see
It's
it
always
there
that
and
way,
there
yeah.
and there and there. It's like when you start to try to write songs, you start seeing songs everywhere. And it could be bad songs too. I mean, I've written you write a lot of songs, you write a lot of bad songs too. So
Like, what do they say? You write 100 songs,
Dude,
you throw them away, and then start.
literally,
with a
I
new
wrote
song.
over the last 2 years. I've written over 100 songs, and then this EP is 4. So it's like, okay, 4 out of 100.
That is
Um,
crazy.
But
So was it difficult for you? So you say you write about your wife, you write about experiences in your life, personal experiences. Was it difficult for you to write outside of that perspective?
I think it takes a second for sure because you can't. I feel like you have to do it in a way that's not cheesy, right? You need to do it, and that's the beauty of co-writing. Writing with someone like Josh, it's
Right.
like, dude, I remember getting in the room with him. First off, writing at his house, knocking on his door, and like, who in the world let me do this?
Who
right?
am I?
Like I remember listening to like "Oh Tonight" and
Yeah.
"She's Like Texas" in like high school. It was on the radio,
Right.
And but just writing with someone of that caliber, it changes. That changes your. I tell people you're the average of the 5 songwriters you write with. The more you write songs and the different people you write with, it helps you with making it.
Right.
Not cheesy. You have another guy
Kinda
giving you
get
an idea.
ideas
Yeah.
and different perspectives on how to write songs from
Exactly.
each person.
So
Isn't Josh, he is fun to talk to just about songwriting. He loves to talk about songwriting.
yeah, dude, he is.
Incredible.
I remember like when we sat down and write, I was like, oh boy, he is seasoned.
Yeah.
Like, he can take a phrase and turn it into something totally like you've never heard before. But yeah, dude, I just feel like even with Josh, like the Cleto song with Damn Good Friends, of getting to meet these people that are, those Texas country, these days they were up and comers at one point, but these days they're icons,
Right.
and getting to befriend them and learn a few things from them, has been super cool. and good and bad things too. You know,
Right.
you learn.
Yeah.
You hang out with William Clark Greenwell, you might learn
Right.
maybe more of the bad things.
It's just a lot of headaches is what it is the next day.
But anyways, it's been super cool, dude. I tell people if it doesn't work out for me, I would not trade a single moment in this career, because it's like, man, it's so fun. The people you get to interact with and meet. So
feel like you're still living in a dream.
absolutely, dude. I don't know if I've registered that I'm playing the main stage yet, and we play in like literally 2 hours.
Yeah,
So
it's incredible. Like, so many artists would dream about that moment.
Yeah.
It's really cool, and it's deservingly so. Your songs, man, and like we had a
Thank
text
you.
back and forth a couple of weeks or maybe a month or so ago,
dude,
like your songs are making a huge difference
That
in
story
people's lives.
was
That story
crazy.
about Good Again, Amen. Do you mind telling that
yeah.
story?
So
It's
this
so neat.
guy that owns this company called Santa Carota Beef, he heard my song on the ranch and was passing by this gentleman that was on the side of the road walking, and then my song comes on. He's like, maybe I should go check on this guy and make sure he's all right. Well, it turns out this guy was like at a Walgreens and didn't have, his phone died and he couldn't get his Uber. I think I'm telling it the right way.
Yeah, I think it was.
And
Yeah,
it was like
something
he
that.
couldn't get an Uber back, and so they ended up picking up this guy and helping him get home. He's like an older gentleman. And anyways, it was because of the songwriting, and I wrote it for myself, but that's the beauty of songwriting, is it means so many different things to so many different
does.
people. And I got some free steaks out of it. Dude.
Yeah, you got a whole box of steaks.
Dude,
like
yeah, we
really
literally
good
had like
steaks.
steaks, ground beef. I had like nachos this week
Oh
with
my
my
God.
wife.
So you want to give them a plug again?
Absolutely, Santa Carota Beef. If you haven't heard of it,
Nice.
yeah, dude.
So if they want to sponsor my show, we're good.
Dude, we'll hit them up, dude. I mean, I'm sure they'll send you something.
That's
It's like carrot-fed beef. It's ridiculous.
Oh my gosh, I'm so
So
hungry
it's
right now.
healthier for you.
Yeah,
supposedly,
exactly.
Which, hey, I'm all for that. So
What a neat thing for a songwriter to have happen, to make an impact on
Dude.
somebody's life like that.
And that's the things that keep you going, because I mean, this industry is like not. I tell people
Can
it's
be
not
dark
for
and
the faint
jaded.
of heart, dude.
Absolutely.
Like if you want to. I told someone the other day, like, why would you want to? Like, as a joke, why would you want to be because there's, knowing all that I know now, it's hard to
But seriously, I think every songwriter should ask them that question, themselves that question.
right.
Why do I
And I
wanna
think
do
the
this?
reason is those moments. I mean, there's another moment. I was opening up for a group. Have you heard of the Castellos?
Yeah, yeah.
So I was on tour with them a year ago, and we were in Michigan. I told someone the other day, I didn't know you could drive to Michigan, but sure enough, you put enough gas in the
well,
tank.
that.
Right, like all the way up north. And this guy, there's a song of mine called Moving On, and
Yeah.
he comes up to me after the show, and he's like, man, I don't know you from Adam. I've never met you, but I've worked for Ford Motor Company for 35 years, and they are making me retire. And I've had my identity wrapped up in my work. And he's like, your song made me feel like I could move on. And I'm like, dude, I get the chills telling you. I'm like, bro, I wrote that because I was ready to graduate college.
Yeah.
And then this
But
song.
like you said, it means something different for
right.
everybody.
And so I was like, those moments are the ones where you're like, man, I can keep doing this I'll quit maybe tomorrow, not today. You know,
Right, yeah,
I'll
yeah.
do this for a couple more days.
gives you that extra burst.
Yeah, because I mean that's the reason I'm doing it. I wouldn't pick up a guitar and just be like, I want to be a musician just because it's fun. It's like
Yeah.
I feel like this is why God put me on earth, to write songs and make an impact on people. And the Flatline guys tell me this all the time, to make people feel like hope and joy, because people go to a bar looking for something,
Yeah.
and you can find everything you want to at a bar, but not always hope and joy.
Not
And I feel like
everything
that's
you need to find, but
exactly.
yeah.
And I
yeah.
think that's where we come in as musicians, is that's, our songwriting and storytelling. And I love the fact that too, I can't tell other people's stories either. Like I can't go up there tonight and try to be Ty Myers. That's not my story to tell. I have to tell the Keller Cox story,
Yeah.
and sometimes in this industry and with social media, it's hard to not look. I call it like looking left and right, and you're
Yeah.
like, well, man, that lane over there is going faster than mine. But again, that guy on the radio that heard my song on the ranch, like that was my story
That
to
is
tell,
so
and
neat.
it's cool, dude. It's such a neat industry.
So when do we get to hear the new EP?
I don't have a date for it yet.
Oh, do
dude.
you
I
not
know
yet?
that
So
another
it's that early into this-
single's coming out next month.
Mm-hmm.
You'll follow me on social media, Keller T. Cox, and you'll see when it's coming out. But do another single, and then maybe this fall. I don't know. We'll
Okay.
see. I've got other songs. I'm writing so much, dude.
Really?
And
So, like-
I have this song about Texas that I cannot wait to record, and I think I'm gonna try to do it this summer and just get it out there.
Mm-hmm.
But I've got stuff that I'm just stoked about. So
God, like a really good time in your life. It sounds like.
Well,
it's like you're in a really good place.
It's
man.
good. It's good. It's like, again, not for the faint of heart.
Right.
You know, when you're kicking the can, it's hard to notice a change of scenery unless you look up. So
Absolutely.
Tonight will be one of those moments, though.
Absolutely.
Looking up and being like, "Holy crap, dude, this is nuts."
Well, enjoy these moments, man. Absolutely. Keller Cox, thank you so much for chatting
dude. Thanks.
with us.
Dude, I always
a
enjoy our
pleasure.
conversation, Shane. Really, thanks for having me.
Thank you.